One.
We didn't talk about who's going to do the intro.
Welcome into another Build a Bridge podcast. This again is Clayton Phillips and always my friend and dear brother in Christ, Hunter Anderson.
What up?
Man, it's been a long time. I almost didn't want to say welcome to another because it's
been a hot minute since we've had one.
Minutes, for sure. And we can only humbly ask to say, forgive us. It wasn't because we didn't want to, or it wasn't on our mind. How many conversations or phone calls we had like, man, we got to get on this thing.
Well, let's see. I mean, it was at least once a month because we're like, oh gosh, we were supposed to be putting out a podcast, Clay. You're in like New Mexico right now. How are we going to do this?
I know.
And so, yeah, forgive us on that. But we have great news. We can't wait to get into. That's what we're going to talk about today is what the Lord has done since, I think our last one was like March.
By grace, maybe March.
We'll go with March.
Don't
Don't fact check
February
us on that.
Yeah.
But we can't wait to tell you what the Lord has done. We are going to be able to be much more consistent with this because of it. And let's just dive into it. So first off, Clay, you can go ahead and take it away, then I'll go ahead. We both have some life-changing stuff happen.
Life-changing.
And, you know, thankful for it.
Yep.
And thankful for the grace of Jesus to walk through all of it. But Clay, why don't you go ahead and start off by saying where you were, what you were doing the last time we were on a podcast, to where you are now, what you're doing now, and what you're able to do now because of it.
Well, if anyone's thinking it's the glasses, it's been a bigger change than that, for sure.
He just had to copy me.
No, it's the big 4-0. I turned 40, and I noticed looking at the screen that I couldn't see as clearly, and so I went ahead and bit the bullet.
Listen, does your wife make fun of you because of your glasses?
No, because she wears them.
Okay.
Yeah.
See, Cora, I have a very slight prescription. It's not bad.
Mm-hmm.
And I messed up by when I went to the doctor about a year ago, the eye doctor, to get my eyes checked and get a prescription. The doctor told me, you know, it's not terrible, but like if you want to wear them, you can.
Mm-hmm.
But you don't have to have them. And
Yep.
so I told Cora that. And then, you know, I started wearing them more and more, and I like them more and more. I can see better far.
Yep.
And now every time I'm like, oh, where's my glasses? Cora's like, you don't even need those. Like, suck it up. I'm like, bro.
That sounds like your wife.
Oh, 100%. And I don't have prescription sunglasses yet. I'm gonna order some. I found some last night. I'm gonna go ahead and order some. But Cora is like, I've been telling her, like, hey, I need to order some prescription sunglasses so I can wear them. She's like, you don't even need those. You can just wear regular sunglasses. I'm like, no, you have no idea. You don't even understand. She's like, the doctor said you didn't even need those.
Yeah.
Anyways, I'm ordering them. So
trust me, I was there trying to get all the lenses and all the polarized this and the transition that, and my wife was like, no, just get what you need to read and see.
Yeah.
And that's basic because you don't need all this. You don't even really need them, Clay. I'm like, but I want all these things. And she's like, no.
See, listen, Cora will be proud of me, or you should be proud of me. I went to Oakley.com.
Oh, I get it.
I said, hit that prescription button. I started customizing them, and they were sweet. All the bells and whistles. I don't know what bells and whistles on sunglasses are, but coolest lenses, the best frames, whatever, polarized, all this and that. And I looked at the price tag, about $500.
Oh, yeah.
I don't think Cora's going to approve of that one. So we went to ShadyRays.com. Shout out Shady Rays. You should sponsor us.
I know, right?
But Shady Rays, and I got pretty much the exact same thing I wanted on Oakley. Half the price.
Heck yeah.
It's okay to go off brand.
Oh man. So the last time we were
Let's
here.
get back to
last time we were here, I was working in the oil and gas industry, working as a wireline engineer and everything else that comes along with it within that role and responsibility. And I was traveling a whole lot. And we were praying about a certain position at a certain company to open up, and it finally did. And we were praying for me to come home. And I think it's been a long run. And I can honestly say, May 4th was the first time I actually unpacked my suitcase in 17 years.
Come on, praise God.
And I'm home. I have a job where I don't have to travel at all unless I just really want to.
How far is your travel to work?
My travel is 22 miles. Yeah, it's a long commute.
Wow.
It's honestly just enough time for me to hit the play button as soon as I drive out of my driveway to get my daily devotion done on the Holy Bible app.
Yeah, come on.
Yeah, so I listen to, I'm redoing the Bible in a year, and I get the devotion and the scriptures, and then I get time to pray as I'm backing up.
There you go.
So,
well, you don't hit nothing.
yeah, so don't hit nothing, right? Don't close your eyes as you pray
Yeah.
when
While
you're
you're driving, not
you know,
recommended.
I'd not recommend. Not recommended. But yeah, that's been a giant mountain that has been in my life for a lot of years, because I'm sure you've heard me say that it was hard for me to commit to something whenever I felt, especially committing to a ministry, whenever all I was going to do was leave.
Yeah.
Right. And in all reality, it hardened my heart in some ways for a few years, to where I didn't even think, why bother go to church when I can't even make a relationship there? Like, why even go? Just forget about it, and it's been a blessing. Now there has been coming with a lot of I want to say turmoil, a lot of
testing,
a lot of testing, and a lot of building of character in my faith, and realizing that it's not on my own. It's been great and hard, but I'd rather walk through the hard things and know that I'm being obedient to Christ than make it easy on myself and literally not be obedient to Christ.
Yeah,
for sure. It's been awesome. It's been a great thing. There has been some trying times the first 3-4 weeks to me being home, and my wife and I literally felt like we were newlyweds again.
I mean, not necessarily that you like remarried, obviously, but like y'all haven't not that you haven't lived together.
Exactly.
But you go what, a month at max you're home, and then you're gone for 2, 3, 4 weeks at a time, and then
if longer.
So it's like you almost get a vacation from each other, and now it's like you're full-time spousing, I guess.
Exactly. It's actually full-time spousing. That's actually on the cuff right there. That's good. And also full-time parenting. The kid, the boys, my 2 sons, they had to get used to dad being home, and understanding my thoughts and how I come home and what I do and don't want to see my kids are doing or not doing, and things like that. So we had to sit down to talk about expectations.
Yeah.
And also expectations for me, from husband to wife, and then from son to father, and father to son. I felt that that helped us, because there was a few days where I wasn't communicating, and we just felt like there was just this tension, and literally was like, wait, let's just sit down and talk about this, because they're failing me without even knowing it, and I'm failing them without even knowing it. Right. And
just because lack of communication.
Right. And that was awesome. That, wasn't my thoughts. It was definitely God helping me in that moments of wisdom. And I think Christine even talked to me about it, and she was praying about it, and it was awesome. So the biggest change for me in my life is that on May 4th, I started a new job at In-Store Gas, where he's working, and I'm still doing shift work, but I'm home, and and I have all kinds of weekends and all kinds of days off. I'm actually on my 7 days off right now, and let me tell you, it feels weird.
What'd you say last time you had a week off? You were unemployed?
I was unemployed the last time I had a week off. So, so I made sure to stay busy this time off. So found some side jobs and some hustles to try to help curve that just don't get lazy sitting on the couch kind of a thing.
Absolutely.
So
absolutely.
And then you had, I think, one of the coolest life changes.
Well, okay, we'll get there, but there's a lot I feel like we just skipped over.
We did skip a little.
Okay. Like, you literally just went from traveling, like, since you were married to Christine, had boys, traveling, to like, now you're home, you get to be a full-time dad because of the grace of God.
Grace of God.
And I want to tell this part from my perspective, because I heard it from our boss's words, or our boss's mouth himself, when he said that it was a total God thing that Clay got this job. Because there was 3 people that applied. They interviewed, I'm pretty sure, all 3 of them, Clay being one of them, obviously. And man, it was a little while it was just silence,
It was radio silent.
It was quiet. And so I went into work one day and I asked him, I was like, hey, what's the deal? What are we doing? We're going to offer Clay the job or what? Like, he's the dude, like, no doubt about it, And our boss literally had told me right there in the control room that they had actually extended an offer to another person that was, I don't even know who or what he was, but
I think he had experience in control room and pipeline.
I guess so, maybe. Either way. had experience. I mean, you have, I don't know how many years of experience, but either way, whatever. They extended an offer to this other guy, and because Clay is actually technically overqualified for the position that he has right now, and so they were like a little uneasy about it. They're like, well, are we going to be able to keep him here because it's this, that? And so they extended an offer to this other guy, and the other guy goes like a whole week just ghosting them, and then finally calls him back and said, hey, yeah, I just had life-changing stuff happen. I'm not going to be able to take the job. And so then that's when they write up the offer letter and extend it to Clay. And if by our own boss's words out of his own mouth, me being the witness, he said, it is a total God thing that you are exactly where you are. And not only because you're sitting, Robert, you are on this couch right here today, but what else have you been able to do that your heart has been like searching after ever since college? Like, what do you get to do now on Wednesday nights and every Wednesday night and Sundays? Clay gets to do ministry. What Clay's heart desires. So you can't tell me that God is not concerned about with what your heart desires are, and that He will make a way.
I did kind of skip over that, didn't I? A little bit.
We just skipped like the biggest part. He gets to do like ministry.
Yeah.
Like we miss one Sunday a month because shift work, unfortunately.
That's
one Sunday a month versus a whole month of Sundays.
Month of Sundays. You know, it was awesome. I remember just before I got the offer letter, I was driving in the truck on a Sunday morning with a coworker, and we are in our church live streams. And I was literally in tears driving, and my coworker was like, "Hey, man, are you okay? I need to drive. What's wrong?" I said, "Man, I just miss my church. That I miss the community that we feel, breaking of the bread with each other and laughing and crying and seeing miracles happen and praying for each other." Just last Sunday, I was sitting there watching Miss Cindy pray for individuals and her just being obedient and following God. And I said, we are so thankful and so lucky to have a church like this. So such a time as this, you know, it's just an amazing church to be a part of. And I get to be a part of not only being a layperson, being there and being there on Wednesdays and Sundays, but God has trusted me, and our pastors have trusted me to be a part of the ministry group. And it's an amazing thing. And I don't take that responsibility lightly. And I'm just excited to truly see where God is going to go. And exactly what Miss Cindy keeps and Bossy keeps saying is get ready. And I'm been praying up and seeking and reading the Bible and trying to do the best I can to be ready. Because I don't want to miss the mark. You know, in all reality, I don't want to keep circling the same mountain. You know, I don't want to be the author of my own story anymore, because for years I didn't know what to do. So I just started writing, you know, and felt like I had to do something instead of seeking out God, you know, and the good intentions may have been good, but it wasn't where God truly wanted me. And for a season I was where it may, you know, but God is good. And He made it work, because on at the same time, I did realize where I was at, God truly did need me in some places, because if it wasn't for me being willing to be used by God, there's certain individuals that may not even have a relationship with Christ. So I don't want to take the experience I had in the oil field for granted and say I didn't listen to God and I just went out and took off running. But I will say that there were times in my life during an oil field where I wasn't going after God to the way I needed to be, you know, and this is there, you know, now there's no excuse for me not to keep seeking and for me not to keep wanting to go to church and keep moving forward, because I don't have that big, well, I'm gone again, you know, and I'm excited.
I think it is, goodness, excuse me. I think it's just so cool that that we feel the way we do about our church, that we love our church that much. And I think that's why it's so important that somebody finds a church that they love. You know, All Around Cowboy Church may not be for everybody. It's probably not.
No, it's not for everyone.
But it is for us, and it is for the people that go there. And I'm so thankful for Pastor Sonny. So shout out Pastor Sonny. We'll get him on the podcast here soon. But I'm so thankful that he said yes however many years ago, and that he's been obedient. Are we perfect? No, absolutely not. But are we obedient?
Yes.
I like to think so.
What I love about it is that our church holds each of us accountable.
Yeah.
There isn't a Sunday where we just ask everyone just to be comfortable. We want to see people's lives changed. We want the individuals that are actually struggling on that Monday through for Saturday, and then on that Sunday morning hugging on that brother pillow and sister sheets, but they fight against that selfish desire, and they get up and they walk in and they say, I'm expecting to be, before I leave, to change.
Yeah.
And we all want that for all of each and every single one of us. We would rather to be all of us to humble ourselves and to not be right but get right.
Yeah.
And that's where I truly love is there's always an opportunity, there's always an altar open, there's always a place for prayer and to find what you need from God, and at the same time what God needs from you.
Yeah.
The heart of worship.
I think it's so cool just seeing, like, from the outside looking in at our church too, is seeing the people that have come on a regular basis now. And now there's folks that, like, used to, they'd come every Sunday, now every now and then. They try to come on Sundays, but they may miss because something's going on, right? But now I see people that if we miss on Sunday because we have something going on, they're there Wednesday night. Like our good friend Dakota. Shout out Dakota there.
Shout out Dakota.
Before he has a cool testimony. We need to get it on the podcast
sure.
too. That'd be cool.
He's an
But
sharper Zion.
he man, it just, I don't know, it touched my heart the other night. He came before he left to go to Chicago. He was leaving Sunday morning, and so he came. He wasn't going to be at church on Sunday, so he came Wednesday night. Came out to the youth room after service, and whatnot. He said, "I just want to stop by and say hi. I wasn't going to be here Sunday, and just chit chatted for a little bit." And I just think it's so cool that we have genuine people at our church. And I'm not saying every church doesn't have that. I'm sure there are. But our church is just the best, and that's.
I'm going to brag on them. I'm gonna brag on our church. I love it.
I'm going to humbly brag on our
Humbly going to brag on our church. I really love it. I love it.
But
it's been awesome. It's been awesome. Man, it's honestly just brings joy to my heart.
Yeah.
And people ask me, what do you want to do? So I just want to serve God.
Yeah.
Wherever it is, I just want to be obedient. I'm just giving God my yes in everything. If it fits within the timeline and the schedule and what God needs me and wants me for me, I just say yes.
Yeah, absolutely.
It's been a great, awesome thing. And now I'm a part of helping prepare the communion elements. I'm helping Jimmy do the live stream on Sundays for the sound mix. And then on Wednesday nights, I also do some teaching in the main church, and also on Wednesday nights with my wife and I doing teaching for the children's ministry.
Yeah.
We just keep saying yes. And then obviously we had an amazing last Saturday with the softball tournament.
That was
and
cool.
An amazing opportunity and an amazing thing to see so many hands and so many souls won over for the kingdom of God. And then 3 or 4 people that stepped up to the next step within their salvation and getting water baptized right there in the ballpark.
Yep.
Ministry's amazing. God is moving in such a great way.
It is it's so cool that God can just use little folks like us and can do big and mighty things for people. And that's when when stuff like that starts happening, I just think I'm just a nobody. I'm just saying yes. Like God is, like the Bible says, be drawn by the Spirit is what we want, right? We don't want to be drawn by anything that man does, because that's going to fail. That's not going to last forever. But if they're drawn by the Spirit, that's going to last forever. And we saw that on Saturday at our softball tournament, our biggest one that we had. We had 22 teams show up. And probably 200, 250 people at the church service itself. So majority of the people showed up to church service. I don't know how many hands went up. Quite a few. We had 3-4 people get water baptized right there in the ballparks, and it was a good day. Honestly, it was a good day. It was a long, hot day, but it was amazing.
It was a long, hot day, but great.
It was awesome. One thing I do want to touch on too that probably the audience does not know about is probably about 2 years ago, 2 maybe 3 years ago, you and I talked about getting a growth track together for our church. And developed it. You had a whole plan, a 6-week course or whatever it was, and then because of your work travel, it just kind of, I don't want to say fell through the cracks. We just weren't able to execute on it.
We weren't able to.
And it wasn't the right time. It wasn't the right season. And now if I'm right, we're launching that at church next month, right?
Next month, we're
In
going to launch the
September.
growth track next month.
So how cool is that? Something that God put on your heart 2-3 years ago now is coming to fruition
Yep.
because He brought you home full time.
Yep.
That's just so cool to me.
It's exciting. I just keep saying yes.
Mhm.
You know, I just want to keep saying yes, and I'm excited to say yes, and I'm excited to see that growth track engage and teach and open the eyes of of new believers, and also to anyone that's part of our church that wants to be a part of it, that just maybe they think they're missing something, or they want to have some questions answered. They don't understand about the Bible or understanding of other things. Just sign up. I think I'm going to twist my wife's arm to help me make a sign up list on Canvas this weekend.
Oh.
So on Sunday we can make an announcement. Miss AJ and I can make an announcement.
I got you.
And we'll make a sign up sheet for that, put it out there, and we're just super excited to see where God is going to take all of this. You know, I just keep saying it. I'm excited because I truly am.
Yeah.
Out of the abundance of the heart, the mouth speaks, and I'm literally leaping inside because I just want to see God move. I just want to help people, and I want to see God engage in their lives, and I want people to see and learn how to engage with God.
Yeah.
Because there's no relationship where it's just one person talking.
Nope, not a very fruitful one, anyways.
Fruitful.
Two-way street always.
Two-way street.
Yeah, it's been honestly been super cool watching you. I don't want to necessarily grow because I always knew you had it in you, but seeing you flourish in ministry.
Well, thank you.
It's so cool to watch. Like, I always knew that your heart's desire was to do ministry. I mean, you knew that since going to Bible college, right?
Yeah.
And then when just the doors didn't open, it's I can't imagine what it's like just trying to accept that the timing is not right, you know?
It was hard.
And I mean, how many years has it been? I'm not trying to say how old you are, but how many years has it been since you got out of Bible college and your heart was to do ministry to now we just started this year?
18 years.
Yeah.
18 years. It was hard. Didn't understand it, especially getting no's from churches and pastors whenever you checked all the you thought you checked all the right boxes. And at the same time, I was young and naive and didn't seek out God's understanding to understand God's timing and God's plan.
Yeah.
You know, there was a reason why I had to come home, because if I don't want to doubt God, but if I wouldn't have come home, I wouldn't have re-met my wife. I wouldn't have been in town. I wouldn't have been here. I would have been somewhere in the DFW area working at a church, and I wouldn't have rekindled and found the woman that I love. That's my helpmate. Because what does God say that when a man finds a good wife, he's found a good thing.
Amen, bro.
You know, and I truly have found a good thing. And sometimes it's hard to see, and because I had my ministry and how I was supposed to serve God defined in my own mind and what I thought was, and I guess in some ways in this box, and that's how I was supposed to do it. And I didn't realize that God's not in a box.
Nope. He's not a box. He's not in a box. He's not a box checking kind of God. He is the creator of all these boxes that we think we need to check. So he does what he wants to do and intervenes supernaturally in his creation because he's God and he can do what he wants.
There's a lot of growing that I did, and from 21, 22 graduating to now at 40 years old, proudly 40. There was a lot of growing, a lot of learning, a lot of life that happened, and I would not be the same man I am today without any of that. And God knows.
Yeah.
And what the enemy meant for evil, God will always turn for good.
Come on. That's what I'm talking about.
Sure.
Praise God. Yeah. And I mean, so that's just a gist of what's happened in Clay's life for the past, let's see, it's August, March. What is that, like 5 months, I guess? Yeah. Has it been that long since you already started? Been home already? May. So,
but we,
months.
I think March-ish, we kind of knew what was coming, and while I was getting prepared, getting my resume ready, and I believe I turned it in, then got the interview like beginning of, I think late March, early April.
Yeah, because it was a long hiring process. I do remember. But also, how cool is it too? I remember we were talking that your last hitch working for Borehole, you got to literally work side by side with your dad.
I think that, and it wasn't even planned. That's another God moment, because it wasn't planned. My dad was supposed to be here And then I was going to be there because him and I are two, I guess in some ways, if there's only one job happening or it's a very complex job, both of us are going to be on the same location. But if there's a lot of jobs going on, it doesn't make sense for two people that can independently work and do a lot of the same to be on the same location.
Mm-hmm.
And it just turned out to where this job delayed. He was able to come and help me get things fired up and then drive over there to Oklahoma. And then it turned out to where he needed some help and needed some equipment. And our job was stable. And so I got in a truck and started hot-shotting back and forth to Oklahoma, hanging out with my dad. And so the very last job that I ever worked with, the company Borehole, I was able to hang out with my dad two weeks
That's
of
so
it
cool.
on the 4-week hitch.
That's awesome.
You know, it was.
You can't tell me God does not work in the slightest of details in your lives. You know, that's so
He
cool.
was preparing that, and I was like, man, this is awesome because it was. I think that was honestly, I'll be honest and open and transparent. That was one of the hardest things because literally, like, my dad is my dad, but he's also one of my best friends, and working with him for so many years and learning from him and just being around him and learning how to do certain things and watching him work and then learning how to work. I was able to learn a lot and build a relationship that's amazing. And it is different not seeing him almost every day.
Mm-hmm.
But at the same time, I'm glad and my dad's glad as well because we're both growing.
Yeah.
And I'm growing within the Lord and my ministry. God is allowing me to grow in ministry because I just keep saying yes. You know, if God opens the door, I'm going to go, I'm going to walk through it.
Yeah, absolutely. That's all we got to do. Just walk. We don't have to be the door opener or closer. We just be the door walker through it, right?
Exactly. You know, I think it's in all reality, I just keep saying, I just want to be obedient. For so many years, I waited to have a plan, then walk forward. And now I'm just like, you know what? I may not have a plan, but sometimes the plan comes after that first step.
Yeah. And I mean, you see that in Abraham. Honestly, I'm studying that for my sermon on Sunday.
Mm-hmm.
And that's a big part of it when God calls Abraham to leave everything, to leave his native country, to leave his father's family, to leave everything that he knew and was accustomed to leave it behind and to go where? I don't know.
I know.
It's not like he said, hey, here's the address and the gate code,
Right.
Let me know when you get there. No, it's, hey, leave and I'll show you something.
And then you have it again when Jesus goes up to those fishermen. He didn't say, yeah, come with me, but on weekends you can still fish. He said, drop your nets and no longer be a fisherman of fish, but a fisherman of men.
Yeah.
You know, he wanted all of them.
Yep.
Right. And that's, oh man. Yeah. They didn't know where to go. They didn't know where it was going to lead, but they just took that step.
Yeah. And
then Peter.
It took a few steps.
Took a few steps, right? Like, man, like it's.
Yeah. I mean, God doesn't call us to, and that's the thing, right? About faith, about trusting in God is that we don't have the game plan as far as what's going to happen, X, Y, Z, when, right? We have a game plan called the Bible that we follow after.
Yeah, it's our cheat sheet.
Right?
Yeah.
But we don't have the final destination other than us going to heaven if we have a relationship with Jesus. And so we don't know what all the ins and outs of our lives are going to look like. But if God says step, then we step. And he's not looking for, he's not looking for perfection. He's just looking for obedience.
Man.
That's the thing.
Shadrach, Meshach, and Abednego. We go on and on.
I mean, yeah.
Come on.
How long we got?
Right.
We could go on about just faith, about just trusting in the Father. And that's kind of what I'm actually preaching on Sunday.
That's beautiful.
Is trusting in the Father, jumping into the Father's arms, something like that. I'm using a video of Asher jumping off a rock, and I'm gonna catch him. That's gonna be like the starting point.
I heard a message that just rings in my ears long ago from your father-in-law, Matt, who's my youth pastor. He talked about when your wife was a little bitty girl and where they lived, or where his maybe the grandparents lived, there was a long hallway with a door open, and he came home and she was running and saw him, and then there was like a kind of like your back deck right there. There's no railing, and if she keeps running and he doesn't catch her, she's gonna fall and drop. And she just starts running and never slows down. And sees her dad and just starts running right towards her and runs right off that deck.
Right into the arms.
Right into the arms of Father. She had no doubt.
That's so cool.
That she was going to get caught by him. And that's the kind of faith and that's the kind of father that we serve.
That's cool.
Right. And I'll never forget that story. And it's literally helped me through my life so many times, just knowing that all I got to do is let go and God surely will be there. Now, I'm not telling anyone to test God and go off a cliff.
Yeah, Bible says don't test him. The only thing you can test him is in your tithes and offerings.
But
giving.
God is faithful.
Yes, he is.
God is faithful. So, is it time yet?
I guess.
Oh man, I'm super
I wish
excited.
he was here. I don't have her.
I'm super excited. I think my wife is more excited. Christine, I think Christine's been more excited for you two because she wants to huggle and snuggle. JL.
Oh,
Again, yes, JL.
Mhm.
You had a brand new little baby girl
We
who
sure
is the
did.
cutest, loveliest little thing. I think last week I took an amazing picture of you guys.
Oh, yeah.
Of just literally cuddling her, and she's just in her dad's arms, feeling protected and comforted, and it was beautiful.
She's a cuddle bug, that's for sure.
Thanks.
She's also perfect.
Mhm.
Yeah, JL Lachey was born July 15th. And so that was more of a recent thing that we had going on. But, obviously it takes a little while to make a baby, about 40-ish weeks or so.
Mhm.
So,
Perfection.
yeah, she is perfection, I would say, for now. And yeah, she's great. It's so cool because actually, let me actually go on my phone here. I want to pull it up to the date, but I don't know if you remember Larry Langston. I actually have his number. I need to call him and tell him this, but I don't know if you remember, he was a evangelist. Larry Langston used to come speak at our church all the time.
Oh, that's right.
Always gave a good word, but he started doing ministries a lot overseas, and I think that's what he's just been doing for a while now.
It's amazing.
And so, here it is. Yeah. So October 25th of 2020. Okay. So he comes to speak at our church, and I'm not even at church that day. I'm working on a Sunday. Cora and I had just not just been married. We've been married for a little under a year there. October, I guess we were married December of 2019. So a little under a year that we had been married. And I'm not even at church this day. I'm at work. And he starts speaking, and he comes over to our table over there on our side, and he asks where I'm at. And everybody's like, yeah, he's at work. He's got to work today. He goes, oh man, he has to work. Well, I have a word from the Lord for him. And so they busted out their video cameras and recorded it so they could send it to me. And the word was that I would be entering into a season of fatherhood, and that there would be a little baby boy that comes, and then after that would be the baby girl. And so I got that October 2020, right? I think, oh, and he said, I don't want to put a time frame on it, but I think it's going to be about a year from now. Okay. And so I want to say that we got pregnant with Asher in 2021 of like about October, literally right about a year. Okay. And so, anyways, so he gives us that word. I see it. I watch it. I'm like, oh wow, that's like really cool.
Very specific.
Very, very specific. I don't think I've ever gotten a word that was that specific. That was from the Lord. And so honestly, that's like I trust that guy. Our pastor trusts him. I trust him that he hears from the Lord. And so we find out we're pregnant with Asher, and it's right about at a year that he gave that word. Okay. I'm like, oh, this is cool. And so, but myself, I'm like, oh, this first one, it's a girl. Like totally going against what the word said. I'm like, it's definitely a girl, first one. So we have the gender reveal, and I shoot the tannerite, and it blows up blue. And I'm like, okay, well, it's not a girl, but I'm still pumped because it's a boy, and I got Asher. Well, we have Asher. Okay, well, then we get pregnant again with Titus, and when we go to find out the gender of that one, I'm like, oh, it's 100%. It's a girl, 100%, absolutely. I know for sure because, like, if God said this, then it's a girl, right? Well, we go find out, and find out it's a boy, and we name him Titus, and yada yada yada. And I'm like, huh, okay, well, maybe I'm just not gonna have a baby girl, man. So then we try again, and get pregnant with JL now, and we go to the gender reveal, not the gender reveal, the ultrasound to go find the gender or go see what gender she is. And we go to this place, and it's a big old room with a couch, and the whole family can come in there. And so I go back there with Cora it's just us back there in the room, and we go see what the gender is. Find out she's a girl. Okay. Well, then our family comes back, and they can watch the rest of the ultrasound, and she hides like the lower area so they can't tell the gender and everything. Well, then at the at the end of it, they're like, okay, well, that's all, finished. We'll send everything to the doctor. And then at the end of the ultrasound, all this information pops up on this gigantic screen in front of everybody. And I'm reading it, and it says sex, female. I say out loud, I'm like, oh, you gave it away. And everybody's like looking at the TV, and they see that. And she's like, what are you talking about? I was like, the gender's on the TV. And she goes, oh no, that's Cora's information. I'm like, oh my gosh, I just gave it away. Everybody's in there, and I'm like, you gave it away because it says sex female on there. I'm like, telling the ultrasound technician, I was like, you just gave it away. She goes, no, that's Cora's information. I'm like, oh my gosh, I just gave it away to everybody. Everybody starts laughing. They're like, well, it's a girl, surprise. Because later, because later that evening we were supposed to have,
right.
we were having the
I didn't know.
here. Yeah, so I mean, like 5 people didn't know that game. And I was like, funny, I wanted to do this like video of like everybody guessing, and I start going down the order. I'm like, what do you think it is? What do you think it is? And I'm like, you already know what it is.
Yeah,
like,
that's silly.
anyways, find out it's a baby girl. Asher hits the ball. It explodes pink. It's awesome. We find out it's a girl, and we really struggled with the name of what we wanted to name. Cora and I had talked like when we were first married, or even when we were dating, about some female names for our kiddos. But I say all that to say that like God's word does not change. And in that word that was spoken, that was given through Larry Langston, he said, boy, then girl. Didn't necessarily say how many boys.
Yes, right.
Right.
He said boy, then girl.
Boy, then girl. And so, yeah, we got our baby girl, baby JL. We named her after JL in the Bible. We spell it a little different so it doesn't look like JL or whatever. They spell it JAEL in the Bible. We spell it the same way, but we do JAE apostrophe capital L. So it's JL. You go read about it in Judges. She's bad mama jamma. She protects her family, protects her tribe by letting the enemy come into the tents. And while they're sleeping, she takes a tent stake and drives it into the noggin of the enemy and protects her family. So yeah, she's bad at the bone. So JL's got high expectations. But it's been great. Honestly, she's a great baby. She sleeps most of the time. Sleeps, eats, and poops. What else baby's got to do?
That's about right.
It's been good.
Awesome, man.
Parenting with 3, I will say, is definitely different.
It has to be. I only got 2.
Definitely more exhausting for sure. But
she doesn't even crawl yet.
No, she didn't even move until we move her. Right.
Get ready.
The boys love her. Asher calls her beautiful princess and is all lovey-dovey and sweet with her. And then Titus wants to play football with her. So,
oh boy,
we're working on the gentleness with Titus. He hasn't quite figured that out yet, but she's perfect. And Cora and I, we actually just had a conversation yesterday about how, there's not many, we listen to a lot of marriage podcasts and we go to marriage seminars once a year. And nobody really talks on like pregnancy or postpartum, all of it.
Yeah.
Nobody really talks about it. Nobody talks about like learning how to parent with like 3 rather than 2. Nobody talks about like this stage, because I get it is a very small amount of time. I mean, you're looking at 9 months of pregnancy and say a year of like postpartum, right? Mm-hmm. So a little under 2 years that you're like kind of in a different season, a different stage than most marriages are.
Sure.
And we were talking yesterday, and our biggest thing was just like, I feel like we're doing a lot better this time, because with Asher, it was like she was handling him and like she was keeping him alive basically, and like I was working, and we had it all worked out that way. And then we started, I guess, I started growing as a parent, trying to figure out how to be a dad.
Yeah.
Still am trying.
First one's always the guinea pig.
Yeah, unfortunately.
Sorry, Brick.
Sorry, Asher. But he's great.
They are doing great.
But Then Titus came around and it was like, okay, I'm taking care of Asher, Cora's taking care of Titus, and like that didn't quite really work for us because we didn't really communicate very well. And that's what we were talking about yesterday. Is like we're doing a lot better this time simply because we're communicating with what we need help with. And that is the biggest thing. I know this podcast, I guess, is kind of going all over the place, but if we're going to talk about marriage now, that is the biggest thing that I would say is communication, because I may have expectations in my mind that I want Cora to fulfill, or the way I think things should be done around the house, or the way I think the kids should be raised, or this or that, or whatever. I may have all these thoughts in my mind, but women can't read our minds.
What?
Now, apparently, we can read women, their minds.
It's called 101.
But no, just simply communicating is such a big thing.
That's our biggest tool, and we don't use it.
Oh gosh, yeah. I mean, simply because people just don't know how to communicate. And I'm not saying I'm professional. I'm far from it, but I know that when there's something that I need to talk about and I don't know the answer to it, but I know we need to talk about it,
Yeah.
we're going to talk about it.
I think, honestly, going to be brutally honest, is those marriage classes we've been taking with Bill at our church. Shout out to our church and Pastor Bill.
Yeah.
And also some of the readings I've done and just growing is understanding that communication helps when both individuals, husband and wife, know that either one of them isn't their enemy.
Yeah, on the same
that
team.
they're on the same team, and that you trust each other. And knowing that I'm not bringing these things to you because I'm mad at you, or you're disappointing me, and you're doing wrong, and all you do is wrong. Have your mind and heart open to what they're saying, and try to understand instead of be offended, and then create the situation to be even worse. Right? The biggest thing that Chris, just like within, I didn't know that she didn't want me to help with Luke or Brick, or I didn't know that she didn't think I was doing it right. And so sometimes I would just back away because like, well, all she can do is get mad at me. Well, no, let's talk, but years go by and now I see where I could have done better. And now within me coming home and all these other things, like we're just like, hey, let's talk about it. Let's get this hard discussion over with and let's check our heart. You check yours in the same time. And let's try to make this, and let's not get upset with each other. Let's talk about it. Right. And I think that's where you both are at too in your lives is, I mean, you're in a great relationship where you both understand that you're not each other's enemy. And if one's kind of failing or the other one's kind of failing, let's talk about it, try to regroup and make it work.
Yeah.
Right. And I think that's the key in all of it, right? Don't be afraid to communicate.
Honestly, the biggest thing that I have seen that has helped us, especially during this postpartum time, is and I'm trying to brag on us in any way, but especially where Jesus tells the husbands to give yourselves up, as Christ gave himself up for the church.
Yeah, that's key.
And realizing and watching that my wife, who just had a baby naturally, is recovering from some things. And realizing that she's hurting, and realizing that like her hormones are all over the place, and realizing that her emotions are not as stable as they normally are. She's normally rock solid, but because of her hormones are all over the place, because she's also feeding our child, she's also recovering from stuff. She's doing great, but it's just me realizing that, okay, like she is going through a season of like change with her body, with her hormones, with her emotions. She's like trying to keep JL alive while trying to still give the boys attention, not trying to just give it all to JL, just a season of trying to figure it all out. I feel like that's half what parenting is, just trying to figure it out.
She's a rock star at it. And
she is.
And unfortunately, I wasn't there a lot of it because shoot, I'd take off the maternity leave of the 14 days they give us for men for work. And I'd be there for 14 days. And after that, I was gone. I remember with Brick, I left whenever he was not even just a month old. And I came back and he was already 4 months old.
What happened to 4 months?
He was already 4 months old.
God,
so I was gone in Wyoming the whole time. And then with Luke, I was home for for Luke's birth. I left 7 days later. And I was gone again for, I think, 4 to 5 weeks.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah. So
that's crazy. We're at like what, 4? just over 4 weeks right now with JL. So she'll be a month old tomorrow,
Yeah.
actually. And yeah, we're figuring it out, man. It's good. It's such a blessing that I don't know, something about a baby girl, man.
Man, a baby girl's
He
amazing.
She's just got me wrapped around her little finger.
Oh,
Let
for
me tell you.
sure.
But it's been great. It's been huge, life changing. But
Heck yeah.
the gift of life is always such a blessing.
Well, it is. God, that's literally God smiling down on you guys.
Mhm.
That's a good thing.
It's been amazing, and I love
Man.
every step of it. And I'm excited to see what's come. Ministry has been awesome. Youth, we're about to send our youth college kids or high school seniors that just graduated, send them out to the colleges here, and just
Yep.
I think one of them actually left Wednesday. I had lunch with him on Tuesday, so
That's right.
he's off.
Mississippi State.
Yep, Gage
right?
is out of Mississippi State, so I'm excited just to see them go out
And you have three youth members that are going to Nelson? Or is it two?
no, like 5.
Five.
Yeah,
Wow.
5
In total, but 3 this year?
yeah, 3 new ones this year. No, 4 new ones this year.
Wow.
One that has been there for a year.
That's right.
And so 5 total going to Bible college.
Yeah.
And got yeah, I mean they're all over the place. And so I'm just excited and praying blessings over them, and that they just go out and they be the light of Jesus Christ, and
Mhm.
they change the world around them. And I know they're made for it, and it's been super cool to just see them all grow, and I'm very thankful just to be a part of it.
For sure.
Just to be a
Because you
little
said yes one time,
yeah, I
right?
didn't know what I was getting myself into, let me
Right?
tell you.
For sure. But I couldn't honestly. I'll toot your horn for you. I couldn't imagine you not being in that ministry. Your heart and who you are literally gleams when you're in that youth ministry. When you're part of that and doing any ministry, period, you really see that you were made for that.
Yeah.
God has really groomed you to help you and strengthen you for those things. And man, you're doing a great job. I'm excited that my son is a part of your youth this year and your youth ministry, and I can't wait to see him grow and learn that amount of accountability within his own walk within Christ. It's not just me and myself and his mother. It's also going to be the youth pastors grooming him and getting him ready and pushing him to greater and better heights,
Mhm.
because that's the kind of things that I know you'll do for him.
Well, I mean, we're already seeing that. I mean, I don't know. Yeah, I don't think you got to see the other night, but last week, I was literally just messing with him. He's been practicing the drum. He's got a call in his hand, a call in his life to
Sure.
play drums for worship.
Yes.
And so he's been practicing, and we have a little box drum up there. And Gage was there to lead worship for us one last time for the summer. And I told Brick, "Hey, get up there and go practice with him before we're just doing sound check and stuff." And he's like, I don't know. So he hops up there for a little bit, and then next thing you know, we're starting service. He's up there. He's playing the drums during worship service.
Amazing.
Yeah.
God is good.
So just that little nudge right there, man. He's already running with it. I mean, he's made for it, because he's gotten word after word for it,
Yeah.
to use his hands to worship the Lord. And so now it's like coming into a season where we get to see him do that. We get to see that word of the Lord
I'm
come to
excited.
fruition.
I keep just saying excited. I'm just excited.
Yeah.
It's great to see where God is, and where God is going.
Yeah, that's a great saying right there. I like that. That's good stuff. Yeah, I'm excited for our church. Adding on, I don't know how many square feet for our church. That's big. That's awesome.
I'm excited.
I'm pumped.
I mean, there's growth in everywhere, and it's literally what Miss Cindy has been saying, and what a lot of individuals saying, get ready.
Yeah.
I mean, everyone just get ready and be ready, ready in due season.
Yeah.
Because whenever that trumpet calls, and whenever God calls upon our name, I just pray that I'm ready, that I can say yes, and I don't have an inkling of doubt in my mind. And that's honestly where I've been at also, is literally curing my unbelief in a lot of things. Because I'll be real, I almost closed the door on thinking that and it wasn't the fact that I was disappointed that, oh shucks, my role and responsibility the rest of my life is to make sure that I provide for my wife and I be a good dad. Oh, that's a bad calling.
Yeah.
Right.
Darn.
Right. But, I literally was, I guess, had unbelief that there was a way for me to have a spot in ministry. And it's just a simple yes. and didn't even know that yes was going to be sprung on us on a Wednesday night where we're completely unprepared for children's ministry. But because my wife and I saw a need and we just said yes, that was what started. What just a simple yes started.
Yeah, and not only that, we have a nursery in the church now that your wife started.
Yes,
that she's kind of heading up.
Yep.
God bless her soul for that.
I know, right? She has an amazing way with children, and she has a great personality. She's for any of that and finding volunteers. And our church is amazing to help fund that nursery, because getting a nursery isn't cheap. And at the same time, a great body of Christ just to give, and a community that gave to Christine to have all kinds of things. I know you did. I know a lot of the church members, they gave to make sure that the nursery had plenty. I mean, we literally said we need some pack and plays, and all of a sudden 7 of them showed up.
Yeah.
Right. It's just God will provide.
Yes, He will.
And it's amazing. A TV in there for the live stream for the workers so they can see them, so they don't miss out on any of the Sunday service. And it's been awesome.
I'm like I said, I'm really excited for our church and what all we have going on with growth, and that we get to be a part of it, and that our pastor is faithful and all he says is yes. And when we come to him with an idea, he's like, you get it, boy.
Get it, boy. Come on. Let's go get it.
He said just the other Sunday, or I got there early just last Sunday, and I was kind of explaining to him some things about where we could put the new live stream camera. We could get rid of all the other stuff. We can use the new iMac that was donated to us and do this and that and that. And, he's just shaking his head like, yeah, sounds good. I like that. I said, obviously, we do it slowly at a time, but that's, I think, where we need to get to. And then during the service, he's like, man, I love all these new ideas that Hunter's bringing. He said, sounds like an elephant when he's talking. I don't understand what he means, but I know he's going to do good. But I love that, man.
Yeah.
He trusts us enough that he trusts us with the church that the Lord had him plant. He trusts us with his flock, per se.
Yeah.
To help advance it, to help grow it, to trust us to speak behind that pulpit. He trusts us with that
reverence to that.
And so I'm forever grateful for that. That's why I love our church. I love the people there, and I'm really excited to where our church is going. One thing, since we're talking about our church a lot, why don't we go through what all happens at our church? Like, what do we have going on, right? So obviously we have our Sunday service at 10 a.m. every Sunday. We have
9 a.m. as Bible study
on Sunday mornings before service, right?
Service.
We have a children's church, and we have a nursery that goes on at 11.
Yeah, 11 right after the praise and worship.
Yep. So we have that there. We have Wednesday night services with children's church, youth ministry, and we have big church, what I call it, going on, at 7 o'clock.
7 o'clock.
Let's see, Monday nights, I believe it's every third Monday of every month we have Invest in Your Family classes with Pastor Bill, and just going over every aspect of the family. It's not necessarily marriage classes, but we do go over some marriage things, but we go over how to handle conflict, how to communicate, all kinds of good stuff for just investing with your family. We have
second and third Tuesdays is
first and third Tuesdays of every month. We have our men's meeting at 7 o'clock. We're going through the book, A Wild at Heart, with John Eldridge, I believe.
Yes.
And we got some big things coming up for a men's conference coming up here.
Man, I'm excited.
We'll have more info out on that.
What's foreshadowing? Boom, boom.
Yeah. So maybe next podcast, we'll have a little more information we can throw out there for you. We also have we do a Bible study. I say we. Miss Christy does a Bible study here at the house on Sunday evenings, usually about 5 or 6 o'clock.
And then another women's Bible study at the church.
Thursdays at 10 a.m., I think. They're about to start going through a book that talks about the armor of God.
And I believe they're doing a live stream of it.
Yes, so right. Miss Gabe is going to be doing a live stream on that. And so we could put the link below. I don't have the link, but we can get it or figure out how or contact whatever.
And then every service in the big church is on a live stream.
Yeah.
On YouTube and Facebook, multi-streamed.
Sunday and Wednesday night.
Wednesday nights.
Either one, yeah. Man, I feel like, is that everything?
Maybe.
I think that's most. The church is getting remodeled right now because we're expanding. We went 16 feet out, and I don't know how many square feet that is, but added.
And I guess now it'll be Miss Leger and I are working out hiring out some of the details, but it'll be after Labor Day of September. We're going to be starting or we're going to be doing after church at 1 p.m. The growth track.
Okay. Yeah.
And
Heck
our
yeah.
plan is to not to speed through it, but yet to make sure that we cover and then we move on, because we don't want any individuals to feel that they to have to sit there and wait too long.
Mhm.
Since we started a growth track, now they have to wait 8-9 weeks. So it's going to be not a fast thing, but yet nothing slow.
Yeah. Good pace.
A good
Solid
pace. We're going to work out if it's going to be every Sunday after when it starts at 1 p.m. or if it's going to be every other. I believe it's going to be every other, just to give it a pace.
Yeah. I like that.
There's there's going to be in that growth track. There's some, why it's called growth track is because there's personal homework.
Hmm.
We don't want to just sit there and read off of a piece of paper or read off a Bible and there's nothing, and you didn't. We want to hear from the individuals in the class.
Mhm.
So it's going to be a very open discussion, a very open book topic of talking about everything and growing within Christ and what the Bible is and what it's about and who it is, why it's important to pray. What is the Bible? What did you just get saved? What does it mean to be saved?
Mhm.
And saved from what?
Yeah.
Right. And then what's the importance of reading the Bible? What's the importance of understanding and learning how to pray?
Mhm.
And what's this thing called communion? And what's this thing called water baptism?
Mhm.
Right.
Man, that's something that's so good, and I'm glad you just mentioned that, is the importance of prayer, because right now, that's really what the Lord is teaching me. About a month or so ago, month and a half ago, the Lord had me start a prayer list on my phone. And first he told me 2 names to put on it, then he told me 2 more names to put on it, then he told me 1 more name, and then he told me 2 more names. So I got 7 people on this prayer list I'm praying over every day, and, I've seen 1 person surrender their lives to the Lordship of Jesus Christ and get baptized. And that's like literally was my exact prayer for the person that the Lord put on my heart. And then another person just taking on a new beginning in Christ, and they're about to do that, and I think they're doing really well. So I'm gonna continue praying for those, but
The power of prayer.
it is so important, and also the importance of staying consistent with it and not giving up on it. That our prayers don't determine God's timing of when He answers those prayers. When that happens, when we pray these prayers for a week, we're like, "Well, God's not answering. I guess it's not worth it." That's such a deception of the enemy.
It is.
That your prayers are not getting heard. But we have to remember that it's all in God's timing that these prayers get answered.
Yeah.
And also, we have to check our heart to make sure we're praying in the right way, not just praying that the way that we want God to answer, but we have to pray that God's will would be done.
Good intentions don't always line up. Good intentions don't line up with God's will.
Yeah. I mean, I could be praying for $1 million because I want $1 million, but don't mean I'm going to get it, right? Most likely I ain't not going to, because my heart's not right.
Come on.
Yeah. So just the importance of prayer, importance of staying consistent with it. I shared that with the youth the other night when we were there, and got to kind of testify on about that. And so, I'm just, man, like I said, just the word that we can say is just so excited for what God's doing. He's doing a big thing in us and through us, through our church. And I'm just excited to see where it goes, and I'm excited for everybody that hops on and comes along with us.
Heck yeah.
So, well, guys, I know we didn't really dive too much into the word there, but one thing it says in Revelations is we're overcomers of the enemy by the blood of the Lamb and the word of our testimony. And so Clay and I, we've been wanting to do this for about a month now, but we kind of finally just had time to, both had days off to sit down and chit chat and get this thing back going again. And so we're going to try to be faithful. We're going to try to be consistent with this podcast. We're going to try and get some people on here, hear their testimony and talk, and hopefully give you guys some quality godly content to listen to and to grow. And if there's anything that you ever need, just reach out to us, and we'd love to help you if we can. So thanks for joining in, and we will see you soon again. So thanks. Be blessed.